What were you looking for?
A banana. Leave me alone. Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome to another Tutorial Tuesday. Today, we are going to be focusing on the monkey crawl, also known as quadrupedal movement, being able to use all four limbs in unison for one single task while they're all working independently. This is going to make you very strong in the core, like the plank, but actually movable. Why I talk like this, I do not know. But today, is monkey time. We are going to be working on our monkey crawl today. Most important thing to realize with the monkey crawl when you're doing this, and we are going to try to start from a standing position before we get down on the ground. One of the biggest problems with monkey crawls is what's called reciprocating motion. Most people like to move one side of their body at the same time. It's much more natural, it makes a lot of sense, it's much more comfortable, it's easier on our muscles, it takes a lot less core engagement because I'm only using one side. When I'm using opposite sides of my body, I'm engaging across my core. It takes a lot more work and a lot more focus until it becomes a natural habit. Now when we do a monkey crawl, or this quadrupedal movement, four limbs in movement, what we want to do is what we just said, the reciprocating motion. We want to do opposite sides of our body. So a really good drill for this was actually created by one of our coaches here, Coach Freelove. Weird name, cool guy. Also weird guy, but in a good way. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put our arms up and we're gonna practice pulling our elbow to our knee, okay, while we extend the opposite side. Boom, boom. Elbow to knee, opposite sides of your body. This is quite literally what your monkey crawl, imagine I'm on the ground right now, is going to be on the ground. So stand up, find a nice little spot. You don't need much room unless you're in like a super tiny ceiling or something. And we're just gonna practice that opposite elbow to knee, getting yourself used to that motion. It's a lot easier to do standing without any weight bearing on all of your limbs and having to engage your core when you're horizontal as opposed to vertical. Good way to practice, warm it up, and then we're gonna take it down to the ground. So let's do that. When I'm gonna start my monkey crawl, a couple of important things. One, once we actually start doing this and we put weight on our hands, you've heard about this in vaulting, you're gonna hear about it in everything, we want flat hands. What I'm doing right now is I'm not putting any weight on this hand, I'm just kind of hanging out. As soon as I begin this, I want flat hands. Why? Because I don't like broken knuckles. I have broken them before, I don't know if you have. It's not fun, you don't want to play that game. So we're gonna have nice flat hands to evenly distribute our weight. We don't want to be up here, especially not up on our thumb. Some of you guys are hyper flexible and you can put your thumbs like that. You will dislocate or break that thumb very quickly. Keep it flat. All right, another important thing when we do this, no knees. When we come down for our monkey crawls, we do not come down and get ready like this. We are not on our knees. We are on hands and feet the entire time, all right? Now, also when we do this, we want about shoulder width for our hands and about shoulder width for our feet. We do not want big, wide triangle legs out here. This is gonna make things much more difficult. Now, when I begin here, it's very simply what we talked about, that reciprocating motion. I want to start in kind of like a tucked push-up position. If I'm out here, it's a little more difficult. And if I'm really scrunched up, it's also very hard. So I want kind of a half tucked push-up position. And what I'm going to do is move one hand and the opposite foot at the same time. So when I do this, I'm going to move my right hand and I'm going to pull my left knee to my left elbow. Opposites. Start really small and slow in the beginning to make your life easier. A lot of people try to do really big ones and then you're way out here. Now I got my foot sticking out to the side. I have really no ability to hold my weight except for this left arm. It can be very difficult. So we're gonna start little tiny ones. As you do it, you can slowly build up a little more speed, a little more distance in each reach and each step. When you go backwards is a bit more difficult for most people. So it is very important when we go backwards to do a couple of things. One, the most common mistake when going backwards is big wide legs. This is difficult. We don't want big wide legs like we talked about before. We don't want that booty up in the air like a stink bug. I want nice bent absorbing legs here. Also when I go backwards, it's confusing for your body in the beginning. So take, again, very small steps, even smaller than what you practiced on the forwards, okay? A lot of people do this. They go little hand movement, big step, little hand movement, big step, and now you're in this weird position, you can't really do much. So when we do this, remember, I'm gonna bring one arm and the opposite leg backwards, but I'm taking little baby steps. Little baby steps. What? Little baby steps. Yeah! What we don't wanna see is doing one side of our body all by itself. So I don't wanna see a lot of this, all right? If you notice that start to happen, it is common. Even sometimes when I'm doing monkey crawls, I realize, oh crap, I'm doing the same side. We don't want that to happen. Whenever that happens, you tell your brain, no, no brain, that's a bad brain. You stop it, you refocus where you need to be, and you go back to your reciprocating motion. It will take time because the other way is easier for your body to adapt to this new methodology, which is a little more strenuous and a little more required attention and focus from your body. All right, so make sure you really focus on that reciprocating motion as best you can. Now, one thing we talked about was not having your butt up in the air like a giant stink bug. When we go, we do not want this big giant butt up in the air. It makes it really hard to be able to bend my knees and move forward. We want that nice squat position. There's a couple reasons for this. Not only is it easier on our limbs and our ability to move longer distances and absorb more, but if you watch my head, when my butt goes up in the air, as we all know the song, head down, booty up, okay? If my butt goes up, my head goes down, it is hard for me. I am lifting my chin until the base of my skull is pushing on my scapula, and I am trying to look forward right now, and I can barely see the edge of this blue floor. Okay, if my butt is lower, I can lift my head. Now I can actually see where I'm going. If my butt's up, I can't really see where I'm going. It makes things much more difficult. Now, kind of the opposite is true when going backwards. When I go backwards, I want to have my chin tucked, and I'm gonna look down between my legs to see where I'm going. All right, when I come backwards, the butt being up is not as big of a deal, but it still makes it harder to get a nice linear transgression of movement. So what we want to do, still keep the booty down, but this time I'm gonna tuck my chin to look back between my legs at you guys so I can see where I'm going and what I'm doing here. If my butt is up and my head is up, I can't really see anything. I can still see with my butt up, but now you'll notice I can't take very big steps. I'm not really absorbing with my arms and legs. And these bad boys are shock absorbers, so we want to use them as such. All right, that's our forward and backward monkey crawl. Let's work on our side to side monkey crawl now. We are going to move on to our side to side monkey crawl. Now this one is actually interesting. Instead of each of our limbs working independently, we are going to use our arms as one single set that works together, and our legs as a single set that works together. So this is going to go arms, legs, the whole way across. What I'm going to do is I'm going to face towards you guys. Now there are a lot of different things you can do with how wide and close your hands should be and your feet and stuff. I'm gonna show you a very basic one, and then you can choose what works best for your body type. Some of you guys that wanna put a little more strain on your arms to strengthen up your arms can do diamond style and bring them together, put a little more strain on your chest. You wanna make it easier, maybe stretch a little more, you can really spread out your legs. I'll let you guys kind of choose as we go through. Me, I'm gonna keep it fairly close together, but not super tight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be moving sideways, okay? Perpendicular to the direction I'm looking at you guys, and whenever I do this, I'm gonna move my hands as a single unit. I'm gonna move my hands to the side over here. I'm gonna start transferring the weight onto my arms, and as I do that, I'm gonna lock my arms out nice and strong, and I'm gonna jump off my feet and plop them down on the other side of my body, nice and small. Transfer the hands, transfer the feet. Now notice what I'm chilling right here. Look in between my arms, what is there? There's a knee. So you don't always necessarily need to do this, but in the beginning, this is what I recommend. When you move your hands over, keep a knee in the middle. When I move my feet, I'm gonna jump and replace it with the other knee. Here, 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 here. If I'm way over here like this, you can now see there is a lot of twist in my body. All of my weight is on my arms. Slightly more advanced, a little more difficult. You can do it this way, but I recommend starting here. Now, another thing you can do, want to make it more difficult, bring your hands really close together and squeeze your feet together the entire time. For me personally, the way that I like to do it is I like to get a nice stretch out of this while I do it at the same time. So I move my hands, and when I move my feet, I set one foot down, I extend the other foot out, and now I have a nice little stretch. And I pop myself over and my weight on the other side. Same thing again. Here, Move the foot, transfer the weight over, and again like this. Try a couple different methods, see which one works best for you guys. Realistically though, the side-to-side monkey crawl is definitely the most simple of all the monkey crawls. So give it a shot, see what works best for you. We got our forwards, our backwards, and our side-to-sides. Give them all a shot, and let's begin. All right, class, we've just gone over the 3 different types of monkey crawls: forward, backwards, and side-to-side. Some of you were saying, but wait, there's one more. What about floor kongs? We're gonna get to that in a separate video coming up in a few weeks. Don't worry, I got you guys. In the meantime, it is time to practice your reciprocating motion. So get out there and start doing your monkey crawls. All right, class, this is your homework assignment. Pick an area about 20 feet long. Forward monkey crawl down, forward monkey crawl back. Every time you start to notice your reciprocating motion is failing and you're trying to do same side at the same time, stop, reset yourself, pull an elbow or a knee up to your elbow, and begin again, continuing from that point. I want it all the way forwards and backwards 3 times. Same thing with side to side. If you notice when you start this, you're starting to get really tired. It is a lot of strain on your arms, your quads, and your core. Take a break if you need to. But you're only gonna get these down by convincing your body to make it into a habit, which means you need to do it. So if you do just a couple of these every day for the next 3 weeks and focus on that reciprocating motion and proper hand foot placement, it's gonna become very natural and very easy for you. So make sure you do that. Now that you've got your assignment, it's also very important that you like, subscribe, comment, tag, all that kind of fun stuff. Send this video to a friend who's trying to learn some basic parkour skills or build some basic strength. This is a great warm-up exercise for pretty much anything you do. We do these warm-ups in every single parkour class, over 100 of them a week that we do here at Firestorm Freerunning. They are a staple of what we do. So again, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I really love your guys' comments. Keep them rolling in. If you have questions about how to do this, hand position, anything extra you guys really want to learn, how to take it to the next progression, the next level, any of that kind of stuff, hit me up. The more knowledge you have, better decisions you can make. Words to live by. Toodles.